What up, guys? Boxing World T-Dub. What's blazing in sports? We are here live. All right, so I got a few minutes just to do another quick video. Some of you guys may have seen, may have not seen. Really good boxing this weekend. HBO. Chocolatito, guys. So let's just get right into it. Chocolatito was knocked out in the 4th round. I do have my thoughts on what led to that, why he had such a difficult time, and what ultimately led to the falling. Now, the first fight was a very close fight. I thought honestly Chocolatito was going to win. I really thought Chocolatito was one of them guys that boxing was kind of favoring at the time. A lot of pound for pound had him as #1 a lot of times, and maybe even a couple of times they hit a Mayweather. They had him pretty up there, and he had a really good, impressive record where he moved up and down weight classes and won some titles. What some people don't know, in the lower weight classes, the weight classes, they're not really drastic jumps. The jumps get bigger as you move up in weight. Like in some of those lighter weight classes, you can be maybe a 3 pounds difference between weight classes. It'd be just that, that little. But it does make a difference when them guys are so small. So I guess any kind of extra meat in your bone, it looks like it definitely adds up. And then you get to the guys that's 140 pounds, 157, 47 pound jump, and then 160 to 168, and things start, increasing. So when you do 4 weight classes at a higher level, it's definitely as difficult or different than when you do at a lighter level. But guys, let's get into this. First fight, I called it. I thought Chocolatito ass it. Me personally, from watching it, maybe I only saw one view, one time. I didn't watch it again. I thought he won it, and I was expecting for them to say, and still undefeated, I was expecting that. I was a little surprised when they did not give it to him. Now, the second fight, this one coming up here, he just didn't look the same. It didn't even look like he was the same fighter from the first fight. This is a guy that's used to going out there putting in work, and he's getting dominated. Dominated might be a little harsh. He's just getting outworked, in the first 3 rounds and getting a lot of clean shots landing on him. And the guy he's fighting was no joke. I think he was from Thailand. No, was he from Thailand? I think he's from Thailand. I hope I'm not mixing up my fighters here. And he has a lot of knockouts too. But so you would wonder, why was this fight different? How come, Chocolatito didn't go out there and dominate like he, normally does and get in the victory? It's because his style. His style is not really meant for moving up, fighting stronger fighters. Now, if he was fighting a fighter that, did not have punching power, I'm going to use that as an example. Paulie Malignaggi. So if you're a lighter weight fighter, 140 pounds, you go to 147, you probably would try to fight a guy like Paulie, because even though he weighs 147, he is not known for having punching power. But when you face the strong fighter that's naturally strong at that weight, and I'm not talking about ordinary, just a run-of-the-mill person with that power, but somebody who's known for being a puncher, like a Triple G at 160, it can be a rude awakening. So his style is pretty much come forward, pressure, almost like a bully. And he does have really good combination when he let his hands fly. He has nice combination, but the fact is he doesn't really have a ton of head movement. He is hittable, and he can walk himself into punches. Now, the picture you see on the screen, that was, I believe, is the right hand that leveled him the first time. So again, by him moving up in weight, the bully is trying to bully somebody who's bigger and stronger. The bully is getting hit by somebody who's bigger and stronger. The bully is now fighting somebody who only had 2 months of training the first time, has 4 months of training this time. His style. Now, if he was a slick boxer, boxers can move up a little bit more better than bully fighters. It's like Triple G trying to move up to light heavyweight and then to heavyweight. It probably won't favor him because of his style. He has a bully type of style. Come forward, cut the ring off, march you down, hit you with some of these grenades and see how many you can take before I explode your head. That style typically doesn't transition once you in a weight class to where you just can't bully. Your strength is not the dominant strength. and you're fighting somebody that got somewhat skills, you're going to run into some trouble. Well, he ran into some trouble in the form of a right hand, then probably a left hand too, in this fight, because it set him down. Got back up, and even though the ref told him to step to the left, come to him, you can tell that he was on shaky grounds. Obviously, he was a fighter. He did not want to give up. You know, he shook his head like he's good, but he was in trouble. And the thing about it, since he hasn't been in that type of trouble, we've been seeing it a lot now, guys. And a lot of amateur fighters should really look at this and learn from this. That when you're in trouble, learn how to survive. The key thing, learn how to survive. Practice it. No, you don't ever want to be in that position, but you got to practice that somebody just hit you with a shot and you can't see straight. Practice until it becomes muscle memory to just be able to latch on in the right way to get your wits together. And he was still fighting, what ultimately, led to him getting stopped. So as soon as he got stopped, you got the people that's commentating on it, and they instantly, once he got knocked out, it's like they were like, he didn't seem like the same fighter yesterday, blah, 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 And his girlfriend, here's the crazy thing is, guys, I don't know what you feel about this, but his girlfriend ran out of the arena. She ran once she saw him at the ground, guys. I'm going to be honest, I'm not how sure I can be secure in that if my girl did that thing. So imagine you out here on the street, right? You most likely, if you fight on the street, you're fighting for her cause, and you fight somebody and somebody hits you with a right hand and knocks you out, and you're knocked out, and the first thing she do is hightail and run. Like, no, if you're going to run, then you tell your man, we run together in the beginning. We're not going to fight at all. But if you're going to sit there and watch the fight, and then when he's at his most vulnerable state, knocked out on a canvas, that's not when you leave him. Like when somebody's in the hospital bed, that's not when you abandon them at that time. I think she should have stayed. I think she should have been the first face he saw when they got her up, at least close to. Don't let it just be all these corner men. Let him be the person that says he love her, But that's just my thought on it, guys, That's just me just, kind of talking about it for a bit. But like I said, it's your boy T-Dub was Blazing the Sports. Just wanted to come live for a minute, talk about this fight, give you my thoughts on it. I think this will be a game changer for his career going forward. I'm not saying he cannot win any fights, but I don't think he will ever be ranked as high as he was ranked before. I just don't see it. Whenever you take back-to-back losses like this, when you're fighting the same person, sometimes it's worse. Unless you got robbed. I guess you can say some people can say he got robbed the first time, but it was a good fight. Honestly, it was a good fight. And that dude, and I was talking about that then, that dude was hitting him with some stuff. And it was a good fight the first time, but I'm talking about if you just beat somebody down in a true robbery, not that it could have went either way or you thought you won by 2 rounds, but one of those that you just completely dominated. But he didn't. And he's not the same. It's not good fighting the same fighter back to back. He may have not mentally been all the way there. He did not fight the same. This is not the same Chocolatito. And now you got knocked out cold in front of everybody. That is mentally going to be there forever. Mentally. And you could talk about just go home and go back to the drawing board and taking 6 months off. When you take 6 months off, you're going to spend time with your family and you come back, you still got that loss. Anytime they call your name out in the ring and they say, I don't know, what is he now? 46 wins and 1 loss, whatever it is. They're going to always say that. 1 defeat, 1 loss or something. And it's going to remind you of that. And it's going to hunt you on that. And it's that one man that beat you twice. And if you think about that stuff while you find somebody else, it can be bad. But guys, hope this random off the top of the dome breakdown on what I think happened. His style is just not a good style for transitioning to move up. If you're a boxer that can move well, move around, jab, got a good IQ, counter punching well, that can get you a lot, because when you move up, typically smaller fighters are, a little bit better boxers than bigger fighters, because they typically don't have that power and have to rely on their skills a lot and not just that big punch. And they can transition. Like, look at Floyd. Floyd is a really good boxer, moved up. Manny Pacquiao moved up. Terrence Crawford. This guy just cleared out the 140-pound division. I think he moved from 135 to 140. AB moved up. All these boxers moved up. A lot of the heavier punchers, you know, they may go up 1 or 2 classes. You know, a lot of times it's max because they are normally not as naturally strong as the guys that's the strongest at that weight class. Like if let's act like Andre Ward is a Triple G type of puncher, you know, or a Kovalev type of puncher, and you throw him in there, Anthony Joshua. How do you think he does? You know, it's crazy enough they're talking about that fight, but as a power puncher versus a power puncher in a weight division that's clearly bigger, typically is going to favor the naturally bigger power puncher. And with Chocolatito's style, being a pressurer, bully, you know, he got nice combination. But the fact is, guys, he's hittable. He comes forward, you know, and he ran into something that shit, I don't know, that leveled him. But you know, that's it, man. This is your boy T-Dub. What's blazing in sport? Take a second to subscribe, like, share another video, knocking them out.